Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here today, exciting on 1 vs 1 on unnamed checkpoint. This time it's Minsk checkpoint. We'll just call that. It's on the Eastern Front. Das Ostfront, die Ostfront, der Ostfront. I don't know. German grammar was never my forte. Here's Mitte under assault. It is Operation Backraschen and Kuda Besi charging ahead for the Soviet Union for the 10th Guards Tank Corps, ready to crash through the fascists. Chessmaster here with the 12th Panzer Division, though, launching a counterattack to blunt the Soviet spearhead for the fatherland and buy time for the rest of Heeresgruppe Mitte to re-establish a fresh front line and hold back the Russian invaders. Double comes there for Kuda Besi with Lend-Lease, Shock Army and Shock Rifle with double infantry anti-tank mines, both mine bulletins, versus Assault Support, Lightning Roll and Mechanized Assault Doctrinaire with Panzerfaust infantry. We got Assault Support, Lightning Roll and Mechanized Assault there for Chessmaster with the 12th Panzer Division. Pioneers MD4 to hit their grenadiers moving westwards. Double contracts out there for Kuda Besi with a single engineer squad on the way. Pioneers MD42 moving up, they're occupying the house here. MD42 then quickly setting up. There's the Pioneers fall back, good move there. A common trick is just to occupy the house with something else ahead of the MD42 to ensure the MD42 can get there in the bloody first place. But Chessmaster here, focusing on the centre, always something that can be a bit of a trap here on arming checkpoint. You need to over-focus on the centre, that way, lives will be tied down when you rather want the resources and also to an extent deny the opponent resource. I mean, obviously the centre sort of helps control, set up points there, but at the same time it is not the most important point of field in general. We got more gunners on there with Chessmaster, Pioneers moving westwards there. You can use can threaten this, and overall here just tying each other up. Grenadiers M42 versus the conscripts here. I mean, that's basically 240 manpower occupying a lot more manpower than that. More grenadiers around there for Chessmaster and the 12th Panzer Division here. In the east we got conscripts moving up there for the 10th Guards Tank Division. Poor Ludwig there dies in the middle of the map there. No one to help him. Alas, poor Ludwig. Son of a shoemaker from Baden-Baden. Grenadiers there as engineers grabbing the fuel point there in the west as finally Kuda Besi moving east was their third. Comes one later for Kuda Besi. Note, I have no idea who Kuda Besi is. Chessmaster, reasonably high ranked there at player, but Kuda Besi I'm going to assume is also a reasonably high ranked Soviet player. More grenadiers on the way there for Chessmaster. Pioneers advancing their shots fired. And Indians their push back, Grenadiers firing away at them. Grabbing the eastern point here. Grenadiers moving up, and down here we got Conscripts moving up, then engaging the Grenadiers. Shots firing there, go quick Molotov there. A frangible of doom, Molotov being rather popular throughout the war. With the, on the Eastern Front, generally, I don't think the Western Allies utilised them a lot, but the Germans had their own barbie, those known as the Brandflasche, a lot more common than, say, the Brandhandgranate, and was basically an industrial-made Molotov. They actually made them in specific green boxes with sort of specific ways of setting them off there, whereas I think the Soviet one was more improvised. The Finnish, though, also made their own Molotovs in factories as well. Fourth comes over there for Kuda Besi. Fourth Grenadier Squad name for Chessmaster. Molotov, of course, being quite good for disabling tanks when you get them on the engine blocks. Since, well, engines and fire, as some of you might be surprised, does not go very well together. A more larger German version of that one was actually to grab a fuel canister, or a jerry can, and usually, I think it was actually a smoke grenade that used sort of the ignition for it, and then lopping that onto, say, the end of the tank. That was a definite sure fire way way of knocking it out there. In particular, in the early stages of the war, that was one of the methods for doing it. Engineers moving up, they're taking far from Grenadiers, farms so point, but more country in there. So he's got the west secured, going up there, now pushing hard towards into the heavy Grenadier built there from Chessmaster and the 12th Panzer Division, leading the way for Germany. Das Vaterland. As Kuda Besi's conscripts stoutly and heroically far away, but they are slowly being overwhelmed, they're bled out by fascist lead. And the engineers there breathed their last, as they were too slow to retreat. Their fanatism ultimately not doing much for the survivability. So right now Kuda Besi in a very weak position here versus Chessmaster. He might want to consider his real tactical approaches rather than engaging now. Chessmaster considers engagements that overall to Chessmaster's favour. In particular, since all cuts Grenadiers and supporting weapons, they're working together overall, forming a very sort of strong element, which Kuda Besi can't easily deal with. So I think for overall, for initially, he needs to sort of try and, shift the approach to the rest of the map, avoid the center, try to bait Chessmaster down to smaller engagements. But Kuda Besi has a better chance of winning, but he's very much sort of focused here on a sort of head-on assault there. Gets one Grenadier squad though. Small win there for Kuda Besi. Pani's flanking in there, and again Chessmaster just in so much control of the map. Here up here, bunkers up. Tech also done. Medics on the way there for Chessmaster and the 12th Panzer Division. Back here, troops reinforcement going on, and last conscripts there hanging about here, watching as their comrades have breathed their last. So, what do we do now? We wait for orders. Or what? We get shot. Either we get shot by the Germans or we get shot by our own. So, let's just find ourselves a nice bottle of vodka and wait. It's a bit more pressure there. Replacement grenadiers away for Chessmaster. Pani is not retreating, so it's not going to be taken up immediately. Let's sort of try and pressure Kuda Besi. Grenadiers retreating, realizing they're too low on health. A few shots fired here, and slow push here, also moving up the westward. So good move there by Kuda Besi, again trying to split out, and again not focus too much in the center. That's really, I think, should be his main priority here. That's with Chessmaster at the moment, in particular that machine gun at the moment. It's going to be a bit of a tough cookie for him to crack. I mean, his best option, if we were to deal with it now, is basically the shock rifle. But the shock armor probably works better with the heavy mortars smoking the house, then rushing out with infantry and molotovs clearing it out. Or, I suppose, just shock troopers there as well. I mean, sort of doctrinally, what meshes best with all of these countries could probably be shock army to an extent. Though, of course, he then has to provide his own tanks. And obviously not also play sort of, keen on that whole bring your own tank thing. And he does go for it. He does go for Shock Army. A rare sight. They're active from the Soviet players. But Kuda Besi, clearly not the average Soviet player, goes for Shock Army. Very interesting. The Shock Army's bow is sort of an attempt to create a sort of more specific, well, assault formation officers, sort of heavily furnished with the best equipment and lacks the well-trained infantry. It just never really took off. They were just sort of a mishmash of whatever sort of keep thrown together and then thrown at the Germans. That was sort of the general idea, sort of create sort of elite formation, sort of from scratch. Whereas the guard formation was sort of more like ones that had already proven themselves and then sort of make elite. The shock armies was an attempt to create head-on, elite formations, but again, never quite took off. So sort of a little difference there. So we got heavy mortars out here for Kuda Besi, the 120mm mortar. One of the most prolific mortars of the war, since it was used not just by the Russians, but pretty much everyone involved on the Eastern Front, which included the Germans. And then, of course, fielded it versus the Western Allies. Comes to the need to retreat. Light machine gun fire, so increasing Chessmaster's firepower quite aggressively. And now Kuda Besi can also go for submachine guns, PPS H-41s, which itself was a copy of a finished submachine gun. Fun fact there. So again, a lot of copying going on the Eastern Front there from each other. They basically sort of figured what was best and then they sort of took it from there. The Germans they never copied the PPS-41, though they did capture a lot of them and in some cases converted them to using German ammunition. I think that's roughly 1 million. Let's put it down. So we got a half-tick. Holy smokes. Is he going for flamethrowers? Is he going for a half-tick to support his Grenadier heavy build? I mean, that would be amazing. And so few people do that. The heavy mortar, though, is quickly threatening him. It's not really doing a lot of damage, but it can certainly threaten a lot of it in a quick wipe there against Chessmaster if he's not careful. So very nasty women again. That thick thump there of the 120mm mortar. Kinda like it though. Obviously not on the receiving end. It always makes you worry. Hitting the fuel pond there again. We can see there Kuda Besi sort of hitting sides, flanking out, maneuvering in this. Chessmaster extent doing a bit the same here. 251 after they're running for the 12th Panzer Division. That's the 10th Guards tank corps launches another probing assault there in the centre. All supported here by the 120mm mortar. And there go falling back towards the half-tech for immediate reinforcements. Half-tech quickly proving its worth here, ensuring he doesn't have to retreat as much. Versus Kuda Besi. And the West HDD securing the victory point or field point there, while of course the East Pioneers doing the same versus Kuda Besi. And there go quick shift from the half-tech go. They should probably have someone inside the half-tech and that would be much more efficient. You could just pop in there, pop them out, leave one squad to grab, then sort of pop the other one back in and sort of move onwards. Instead it's sort of just it might have been, accidentally want to get them in there, but just never quite did it. So, I don't know, it could have been done slightly more efficiently there by Chessmaster. Still, his heart, I feel, was in the right place, in the right place. Obviously, that doesn't get the enemy killed, though, so having the heart in the right place can only get you so far. Generally, you want the bullet to be in the hard place of the enemy, though. That's sort of more the approach that gets the enemy dead. And there you go, PPS 841 being handed out to Kuda Besi's conscripts, his front Nikki. And there you go, Chessmaster then heavily equipping his grenadiers with the lightest machine and Gewehren. Which was sort of the prerogative of the Panzer Grenadiers of any Panzer Division or Panzer Grenadier Division. They would generally be heavily equipped with light machine guns compared with the Grenadiers of an Infantry Division. About twice as many light machine guns in an infantry squad, in a Panzer squad than an infantry squad. That's a fun fact there. So this is rather, rather reflective of it. Pushing ahead here, Contra charge 14 to pick up again. A lot of fire there, getting half to goal to able to lay down. Anti-tank grenade off, but still, Contra out in the open. Getting blasted with light machine gun fire. He needs to be careful though with that heavy mortar and bunching up his grenadiers too tightly. That will, of course, render him more of a good target. And generally, you do not want to render your forces a good target. He's going for a mortar of his own to counter it, a bit more risky. In some ways, a half-tech filled with infantry would be a better counter. Just rush and push away, but we'll have to see what he does here. Comes there, they'll need to fall back soon. They're getting picked off there inside the churches. Rifles falling out the window, then getting hit there by mortar fire. Half-tech get repaired. And we got tech up here for Kuda Besi. A lot of light machine gun fire there. Quick mortar there. A frangible of incendiary doom. Flung through the church windows, lighting the facade on fire. Burning the reliquary. So mortar they continue to fire away so far. Doing the damage, but not really getting any kills. But even that, Cameron, in fact, that he needs to maybe use some field first aid kits at the front line to just ensure he doesn't have to retreat for the medics. Because otherwise he's just, well, wasting manpower. He's moved against the conscripts. Plus, of course, I mean, the lower health he gets to, I mean, the easiest grenadiers get to kill as well. So, I mean, if you have the time for it and the munitions, quick field first aid kit there can do, a bit of good there for the German infantry. T-70 filling up there, noting no anti-tank one for Chessmaster. I think he's getting a bit too preoccupied with the centre. Again, needs to be careful of that. He should try just to silence the mortar and just grab the rest of the map than getting too, grabby around the centre here. Now the Pioneer Squad, is he planning a tech already? Yes, indeed. So he's rushing ahead for the Stook here, trying to take advantage of the sort of momentum he's got at the moment. Not bad, but at least if you're sort of planning that, generally you want some telemines here and there, so that way you just, serve as a backup in case you get caught with your leader horsing down your ankles. And not in a funny way like, Goering at the Führer's birthday. Obviously I don't know if that happened, but you never know. Goering was generally viewed as a joke, including by Hitler. In fact, he had one joke that basically went that his wife went in. Oh well, anyways. I'll return to the joke right now that he's only pushed back by the Grenadiers. Panzerfaust off there. Need to fall back. Bit of pressure on the right flank. Grenadiers, I think, are fully retreated. Pioneers holding up there. Repositioning. Mortify against the country there. But anyways, as to the joke, Goering's wife opens the door into the bedroom, finds Goering swinging his baton over his underpants over the bed. And she's asking, "What are you doing?" And he's saying, "I'm promoting my underpants to overpants." So yeah, that's basically Hitler's view of Goering. And probably also a good description of Goering. Whether it be funny or not, though, that's up to you. I mostly find it funny because it sort of gives you an amusing view of how Hitler perceived him. So he's going for the Pak 41st, not away taking for the support armor core, obviously indicating he's worried about the T-70 light tank. He's also pushing harder for the Western again. He's using the half to support by his infantry quite well there, though he needs to be a bit careful there with just rushing it too far ahead. But still, he's making good use of it there again. It's supporting his infantry again. He's making good use of the half jet. Though still, field first aid kit here, boost grenadiers, an awful lot of good. An awful lot of good. Constance dropping like sacks of spoiled wheat in the centre of the map. More submachines being handed out there for Kuda Besi. Do not underestimate Constance with the submachine guns. They can very quickly do a lot of damage. There you go, engineers planking up through there. Good work. And finding some field first aid kits up there. You use this case suppressed. Heavy mortar fire. Ooh, he's gone for double heavy mortars here. Double heavy mortar. He's gone for a heavy mortar battery. Trying to that way sunder Chessmaster's front line. 40 moving up there. Just heavy mortar bombs. Now he's flying around there, trying to smash the MG-42 apart. And for that matter, any other Germans. German mortar there responding back. Not quite the same impact or splash. So much more to find out. T7 moving at pack 40 there. Not the best setup in some ways. After up the support. But at least they need to fall back. They're low on health. Comes out there taking heavy fire as well. M4 reinforcing. Pack 14 needs to set up. Schnell comes to the being mobbed out in the centre here. Constantly being pushed back there as well by Grenadiers. A mortar fire. They almost gets the MD42 at the same time. Also, it's happening again. He's up maneuvering here. Keeping up pressure also as well. Good work there by Kuda Besi. Punishing Chessmaster again for his too intense focus, I feel, on the centre of the map. Again, it can be a pitfall. And it's a pitfall a lot of players tend to fall into. But again, I always feel like it's the Axis players who's more likely to fall into that specific pitfall of the centre of any map. But again, on a checkpoint, just seems like it's the worst one for them. Light machine gun to fire against the conscripts there, but still, I'm just happy to see someone else besides me using the half-tech in an active role like this. I mean, the only thing to do better is just also use it for transport infantry like I do, but you know. The problem is, again, he needs to move away from the centre again. He's currently just providing himself as a big fat target for now 2 heavy mortars. As you might be noting, it's actually increasing their lethality, interesting enough, and there's 2 mortars firing. So I suspect it's something trying to do with a sort of targeting algorithms, you know, going on sort of in the engine and all that. I have a sneaking suspicion if you got 2 artillery pieces or anything just firing at the same target that involves AoE, for some reason there's some kind of slight change in how they operate and how they do damage. And there you go, Pioneers half-tech loss, big loss there. Comes now charging 40, undercover all the artillery. MD42 set up poorly, and in this case again, 2 heavy folks in the centre, presenting as a big fat target for the artillery, and now Kuda Besi is just hammering through. Need to retreat Grenadiers here, and MD42 wiped Grenadiers. Oh, they gotta get wiped as well. And neither did hit. 2 machine guns drop, 1 light, 1 heavy. Heavy mortar fire, they're raining down, so almost wiping out the count, but there's no friendly fire, so they actually take pretty much no damage. Grabbing the light machine gun fire there. Rifle grenades off, but not quite fast enough. They got submachine guns and a light machine gun versus the Grenadiers. Molotov as well there. Looking pretty grim there for Chessmaster and the 12th Panzer Division. MD42 the recruit. Can they wipe it out before they retreat with it? And yes, but he can't grab it since it falls in a terrible condition. But yeah, 7 kills again. First one's shooting for quite some time, but as soon as the second one is added, all of a sudden just boom, like the lethality goes up noticeably. So again, there's a sneaking suspicion. I can't prove it in any way, but as soon as you get 2 artillery pieces, again, there's just, for some reason, just the accuracy of them goes off. Up. Not off, but up. But again, I have absolutely no proof of this, and again, this is just a personal theory. Absolutely personal. But it's also one of the reasons I suggest, you know, getting more than 1 Stug G, for example. Again, it sort of just increases the chance of the main guns actually hitting infantry and murdering it. So back here, healing, reinforcing. Right now, the Chessmaster's going to need some armour out here. Panther 4 to maybe stabilise on Ostwind. He could have an Ostwind out, I think, soon. Again, need to prioritise a bit more armour pushing that way. Could have, you know, gotten a bit better hand of things. Issue 6 ammo ramming here for Kuda Besi and the 10th Guards Tank Corps. 12th Panzer Division, though, advancing for the west, concentrating about here with the PPH-41s, though, a bit exposed position. Chessmaster, though, should not be blobbing up his Grenadiers there. That is a really bad idea when you know your opponent has 2 heavy mortars, and again, they've been doing a lot of damage. He's rather asking for divine intervention to punish you for your hubris, nemesis. And there we go. A lot of heavy mortar rounds going in there. He's also actually quick to sort of target at least with one of them. Interesting. Panther on the way there for Chessmaster. He's gone for assault suppose. We'll have to see how much makes use of that. Then is though quickly finds sort of a bad position. Molotov's off, T70 threatening as well. Almost got the MD42 that Kuda Besi was able to secure. Almost wiped, but never quite enough. There you go, though. Panther 4 ramming here for Chessmaster and the 12th Panzer Division. Constantly advancing up through the centre there, spraying bullets around them wildly. Eastern half of the map secured here. Looks like going double heavy mortars was the correct choice here for Kuda Besi. Again, they've had a massive impact in the sort of very short amount of time there against the Chessmaster. Now also going for the upper blitz, buying him with more resources. I imagine more fuel and munitions there to sort of ensure he doesn't get quite too reliant on here, but it's into a bad position already. Need to be careful not to push his Panther forward too far. Controversing ahead, he pack for me up to cover, gonna need moving in. And we got the upper blitz moving up there. Certainly also shifted more players, I feel like, using assault support. Comes out and being bloody by the Panther 4, light machine gun fire, heavy machine gun fire, main gun fire. Too much death for those conscripts to survive. And there goes from 6 men up to flank here. Pack 4 not set up. Panther 4 needs to get up behind here. The whole house for cavalry because it can't escape otherwise. Those heavy mortars. He needs to somehow, flank. He needs to get his Panther 4 fixed up. Maybe support with the NOS, but then he needs to sort of quickly hit them, flank them, and push them away at the very least to sort of try and secure. Assault on there opening up. 76.2 mm with high explosive shells flying in high velocity. There we go. Conscripts wiped by an errant mortar round, shattering them against the wall. And we got shock troops now dying for Kuda Besi as well. He so far used 3 abilities out of 5 compared to Chessmaster. So far used only the upper blitz. He's not going for the officer, which I do think is a good unit. Trying to infantry flank here. The Haymortar in this case looks like I got spotted, so didn't quite work out there again. That's sort of why Panther with proper supporter could be the better choice there again. A bit faster, and also better chance of just getting a good hit off, and Haymortar forcing a more permanent retreat. I wonder if that house going to hold blow in the sight yet. Nope. Dealt a lot of heavy mortar fire there. Not the heaviest mortar the so attack, by the way. By the end of this war, they had a 160mm mortar, which I believe was so big it actually had to be breech loaded rather than usual, just topping in a bomb there at the top. Shock troops aren't there taking fire from the Panther 4. Shock troops, should be noted, were not just assault troops, they're actually assault engineers. Specifically, Soviet assault specialists sort of formed up in battalions, attached wherever they were needed, usually urban combat. Little fun fact there. Panzer going to be here for Chessmaster, some more heavily equipped infantry to fight the Russians with, not bad. Trying to go here for the shock troops with this Panther 4, quickly sends those armoured bastards scurrying. Of course, the armour means slit in front of the Panther 4, and they are immediately wiped there. Big loss for Kuda Besi, 390 manpower gone here, though he really shouldn't be pushing onwards there once they got, in the line of sight of the Panther 4, since it would not be a bad assumption to imagine here that Chessmaster would pursue the T-70 with them. Mines down here by Kuda Besi though, good work. Very good work. Chessmaster stabilizing the situation there after the, again, rather sizable assault there that cost him quite a bit there in the centre. But at the same time, Kuda Besi is very much in a strong position again. He's still got the machine gun, he's still got a lot of conscripts, and he's still got those 2 heavy mortars. Those 2 heavy mortars are an absolute problem there for Chessmaster. The trick, of course, is going to be hard to neutralise them, because again they're very tough due to being 6 man, but also the ability just to survive down to 1 man also makes them really difficult to kill. And we got air support here for Chessmaster. Stuka flying in here. The Luftwaffe supports the 12th Panzer Division. Doing a bit of damage there, but nothing sizable. Moving over his heavy mortars to the fields here in the west, establishing a point we can hold out alongside the assault on an MG-42. Any head-on assault here is going to be quite painful for Chessmaster. Quite painful indeed. Another pack 40 here for Chessmaster. Could indicate it will indicate he's likely going for the Tiger tank. I mean, you usually don't go for double pack 40s like that unless you're planning on trying to buy time for the heavy armour. With double heavy mortars out in the field, though, I can't help but feel that's a bit of a worrisome decision there. He also, again, needs to sort of ease up in the centre. Again, it's where most of the heavy mortars will be sighted most of the time, so continue to try and hit the eastern side a bit more. Force Kuda Besi into a more mobile fight. But the heavy mortars can't reach to support him. I think you'd do a lot better. There you go, almost got the comes to their white. Church survives a direct hit there from the heavy mortar. Machine gun taking small hits, Panther moving up with pack 40 support as well there. You got further take up there for Kuda Besi and the 10th Guards Tank Corps. Machine gun almost wiped. He's shouting forwards. So, Chessmaster there with the blitz getting a bit extra fuel, but of course also extra munitions, which of course opens up for more strafing runs. For that matter, fragmentation bombs if it becomes necessary. He is not really putting up any pressure on the right flank, which he really needs to do, I think, here versus Kuda Besi. His conscripts leaping forwards through the centre of the map there. Machine guns, or submachine guns, blazing wildly. And we got air support now to support him, so both players actually using air support against each other. You don't get to see that very often. But, there you go. Oh dear, mortar bandit here, constantly up there. MP40s, Panzer 4's placing up there, continuing up. You get the Panzer 4 supporting. He could lose the Panzer 4, he could lose the Panzer 4. Looks like, yeah, he's going to lose. He's going to lose the Panzer 4. He's set up here, but even then, yeah, he's not going to make it. Panzer 4 down. Big loss there for Chessmaster. Again, his plan to go for the Tiger tank does mean again yet nothing to support his Panzer 4 with. Had he had another Panzer 4 here, even an Osprey, I think the situation would have been slightly different there versus Kuda Besi. He was bringing up the tank destroyer. I imagine you've seen the double pack 4 at least extrapolated the fact that his opponent only went for a single Panzer 4 means he's going for a Tiger tank. Plus, of course, he's seen strafing runs, he's seen the upper blitz, so again, he also knows there's more resource, but also he's just gone for assault support. So, from that point, we can see here that Kuda Besi is extrapolating that his opponent's aiming for the Tiger tank under the current circumstances, and looks to be a very, very good read there of Chessmaster, which is certainly not something Chessmaster should be proud of. Because usually if your opponent can read you're going for a Tiger, you can sort of usually set up there for countering it reasonably well, but of course just punish you for it in the meanwhile up to the point you get the Tiger. So basically, by having read Chessmaster's plan for aiming for a Tiger, they again he allows to be more aggressive, but he can also determine objectives more aggressively. Like again, he knows he has to hit the field a lot more to just slow down the Tiger, and the meanwhile just take the rest of the map there. So just really good read there by Kuda Besi, really good read. I mean, obviously you don't go for an issue 5 at this stage, unless you're actually expecting your opponent to go for a Tiger tank. I mean, Chessmaster's still got plenty of infantry, but again, he is woefully exposed to enemy armor. And now Kuda Besi can just go for T-34 for further pressure Chessmaster. Tiger's going to be some time off because he hasn't got his field connected again. And again, he's just sort of resorting to this more brute force attacks. There you go, losing an entire gun. This is what we call he bites it out in such a manner that, hey, Malta was very likely to get something horribly murdered if he just, angled shot slightly correctly. So, again, Chessmaster needs to work those going to be tactics. They are very risky, and again, particularly very risky when your opponent's got a lot of heavy mortars. He actually did some head damage to them this time around, but talk about lucky. Those light machine gun, submachine gun wielding conscripts did not wipe his grenadier squad with barely any health left. That was filthy lucky there by Chessmaster. And these conscripts, though, really nasty. Really nasty. Again, they are heavily equipped for war. All Blitz continues to supply him with resources aimed for the Tiger, the Tiger. Nothing further for Kuda Besi yet. Carting the hay mortars forwards. Generally, though, you would detach them from the cart there before it began firing them. As I'm reasonably sure it was not built to resist, actually being fired at from a hay, with a hay mortar attached to it. I'm reasonably sure they would not have lasted very long. Again, Chessmaster just trying to not waste too much manpower while he sets up for the Tiger here versus Kuda Besi. But again, he has to deal with a very hostile battlefield, and Kuda Besi could make things further miserable for Chessmaster by just mining it. He's also wrecking that mortar there with his tank, so he's also laying down flare tip mines. Good work, good work. Mining the map. And that hay mortar battery is continuing to be an absolute menace there to Chessmaster. Absolute menace. And certainly shows that hay mortars can still be quite a threat. And there you go, wrecks his opponent's mortar. Obviously doesn't need more himself. And so the only solution is to destroy it. Got the Tiger painted by machine on the way there. Punch when his pack 4 is moving up. They're taking heavy damage from light machine guns. Light machine gun, in fact, dropped there. Not touching was bringing up the pack 40 like that. Seems rather ill-advised there by Chessmaster. Guess there's some plan there that didn't quite work out the way he had hoped. Contract away there for Kuda Besi. Can these advance when he gets the light machine gun to maybe secure it. Tiger moving up there, and comes out in the open there. Playing fire there from the Tiger. HU5 from 6 opening up in the Tiger. One shot penetrates, the other bounces off the Tiger sticks front alarm, and there you go. Good hit on the counter there. Tiger crew slaughters half the unit, decimating it. Look at Sword Autos, they're running. They're afraid of a Tiger. In these pioneers moving up, they're advancing through several minefields, and there's a small likelihood they're getting fully wiped if he's not careful. Tiger opening a church. Rather than each Tiger misses quite spectacularly there. Chessmaster's force being heavily depleted. There goes Assault Gun, moves into the pack 40s. Can they get it? Oh, Assault Gun gets away with the tiniest level of health. Tiger advances, Engineers advances forward as well. The Engineers will definitely not be the ones winning that one. But a context warp there quickly intercedes by time for the Engineers to get away. And poor Vasily pays the price for his valor. Assault Gun there with tracking just in case. Or might have been a misclick. Chessmaster reinforcing with more Panzer Grenadiers, or regular Grenadiers, no officer for example, a bit of extra smoke, anything like that. In the fives, Pioneers continuing laying down S-mines around his opponent's fuel point. Probably could have benefited more with some mines early on, to be honest. On Upper Blitz early to get more resources that way. If you actually set one up here around the munitions that way, he gets more munitions, but also it can't be cut off, so it would also supply him with more munitions for strafing runs, mines, and fragmentation bombs. I mean, the thing is, you could just move a bit further forward so you get from here, and again, I think they'll do him a lot better, a lot more good at the moment. Oh dear, comes there, wiping the Pioneers in retreat. Good work there by Kuda Besi, good work. I mean, if you could catch, say, the hay mortars with a fragmentation bomb, that could prove quite helpful for Chessmaster, as that would be a very definitive end to the heavy mortar crews. Oh, Tiger misses spectacularly. Tiger lands a good in the T-City, should fire the lands a good return hit. Pack 4 is boarding there. Panzers left to their own devices in the west with hay mortars, the machine guns, and everything else just aiming at them. Pretty risky there by Chessmaster. It's not like he's making astounding progress in the east either. So basically everything's stalling here for Chessmaster versus Kuda Besi and the 10th Guards Tank Corps. Oh dear. Got too close. They obviously want to, feed the passage for his Pack 40s, but the problem is exposed his Tiger there to a lot of fire. So not very good there for Chessmaster, not very good. Troops in reinforcing. He could soon go for some more armor to support his Tiger. Could be helpful here for Chessmaster. Losing the Kof one there again. Kuda Besi's conscripts advancing. Only one Pioneer escort. Chessmaster definitely needs to prioritise another Pioneer escort as soon as possible to get his Tiger tank there back in action versus Kuda Besi. Otherwise, I doubt it will last long. And for that matter, it's just going to be stuck in the battlefield for quite some time. It only allows Kuda Besi to gain more control of it. He needs the Tiger back in action, schnell. And generally for a Tiger, you generally want a minimum of 2 Pioneer squads, sort of have even a decent repair speed of it. So that's definitely, I think, a good priority there for Chessmaster. Kuda Besi looking strong, going for Katyusha. Interesting enough, he's not going for any T-34s and 6s. He's being pushed back by Grenadiers, coming up for the centre. Panzer Grenadier versus conscript. T-10 versus Grenadiers. Pack 40 moving up. Moving up the Pack 40s, but with no infantry screen, they're pretty much exposed. And there goes second Pioneer squad way. But again, just not a lot happening otherwise, because again the Tiger's just been out for so long. It takes several minutes with a single Pioneer squad to repair a Tiger. It's only been badly damaged. I mean, not really good there for Chessmaster. Most of that they're just under control of Kuda Besi. Katyusha, they're ready to deliver a large supply of rockets into the face of any Germans who look at them at the wrong way. Even if they went away, they were looking at the wrong way at the Katyusha. Anyways, comes there, there's the Tiger tank, anti-tank with off, damaging the engine again. Got the assault gun tanks coming up. The pack force not within range, of course, of charge repair there. The Katyusha, of course, could get a big fat target. So right now, Chessmaster's put himself into a not very good position. There you go. Charging ahead there. Anti-tank guns firing everything else. The tank destroyers there taking heavy damage from the pack 40. T7 moving up there. Katyusha firing straight at the pack 40s. They're hitting them. Oh dear. Pack 40 wiped. Almost got the T70 there, but he's also close to losing his pack. And there you go. Pack white. Pioneers almost got as well. Done his rep support. Shot bouncing off the targets once now, but this is looking pretty critical here for Chessmaster. Very critical. He's moved into the gun. This light machine gun fire there, blitzing them down. In the rest of the Panzers made good progress. We've got the conscript coming in there. We've got more conscript rhyming here for Kuda Besi. Pack 40 recruit, leaving him with only one Pioneer squad. Again, by the way, since I believe he used the full Pioneer squad there, which was down to 3 men to reinforce. More Pioneers away there. His tie again in a bad state. He's pushing forward. Here, straight into demo charge for Chessmaster. White and the light machine gun dropped. Panzers moving westwards. I mean, at least, you know, trying to not just keep pushing into the centre. It's just same with execution. That did not work out very well there for Chessmaster. And Kuda Besi to an extent just continues to be strategically a bit further, a few steps ahead there for Chessmaster. Quick bomb grenade. Power needs to be careful not to get exposed on the negative cover versus conscript submachine gun, for that matter, getting too close. In such an engagement, you only want the Panzers to be a bit more further at range. You don't want to get too close, otherwise the conscripts can win. But at range, the Panzer gunners will usually win. And a flare trip man as well there. Good work by Kuda Besi. Overall, mean good use of his resources available to him. He's almost used the entire doctrine. The only thing he so far has not utilised is a howitzer. 21, 20 kills in the 2 heavy mortars. They have done a lot of damage to Chessmaster. Overall, looking at his losses, they are quite considerable. They've in fact almost done 1/3 of the kills in this battle so far. Tiger more or less good to go again. Chessmaster forced to scatter his forces rather widely. We'll also have to go for another Panzer I imagine, and well, now he's even more short of infantry, which is hardly encouraging either. Sandbags going up in the centre. We can see Kuda Besi is preparing the battlefield at all points to ensure that Chessmaster has a small chance to get back in the battlefield as possible. And there you go, mine set off there, but the Tiger's 88mm high explosive shells. He's trying to staunch the bleeder victory point there, but Kuda Besi is certainly relentless here. Alright. Looks like that went flying quite far from where I do not know. Got his under fire from the heavy mortars. And a Stuhl for Chessmaster. Not a bad choice either for sure. He's up there's the Tiger. Stupid. Attack 40 shooting at the issue 5. Some miss, some hit. Down to half health, not too bad. And there you go again. He keeps bunching up the pack 40. It's a really bad habit, but he notices his opponent's Katyusha is pretty good at it. Take shots. There you go. Tiger moving ahead. They could get the Katyusha, could get it. Great hit from the issue 5. Issue 76 almost down there as well. Almost got it. Tiger almost knocked out here. Could get the issue 6, red 3. And there you go. Assault gun destroyed. Need to pull back the Tiger there. Mortar's being pushed back here. Bit of a break there against Kuda Besi, leaving his front rather open. Certainly costing him a bit there. Though he's quick to replace the destroyed assault gun with a tank destroyer more. Tiger needs repairs, and he needs to get back as much health as he can as possible. Though of course he needs to be careful not to expose his forward elements either. Machine gun, then with Cindy Armpits right there, right, this Tiger. Almost wiped. Duke moving up there, finally. Machine gun should be added to it. Needs to get that Tiger fixed up. Schnell. 44 points left. Chessmaster covered the Western victory point. I think would be a pretty good choice for Chessmaster. Also don't have the Stug at the front. Not exactly where he performs the best. Also needs to reset up that upper blitz there, otherwise it's not going to provide him with any resources. Oh, white there. Very mortified there, trying to silence the Pioneers. Also, one of his pack 40s have been inevitably lost, not recruit. The other one is pulling all the way back here, meaning he's got nothing defensive against the tank stores to an extent there. Tiger being the immediate target, Street fine, but it's going to be overwhelmed there in a matter of seconds. Tiger needs to blitz away. Constant appearing here from the rear with a pilfered light machine gun into tank grenades. Going after the Stug instead. Interesting choice. Or is he blitzing his Tiger? Oh, there he goes, blitzing his Tiger finally. T7 rushing in there. And we go another straight around in the centre, trying to prevent him from moving too fast. Stug getting veterans one there against the T70. Could he get it? Nope, gets away. Good hit there. Target weak point. He doesn't resource, of course, just went the air support there. Need to cover the Stug. Rushing towards east, but again we got another demo charge. Fresh Panzer are going to do this, but they're going to get murdered as well. Desperation forces Chessmaster into some not very good things. Oh, he wasn't paying attention, he gets away from it. Lucky, bloody lucky there. Timing fixed up there eventually. He's down to 43 points here though versus Kuda Besi. Western victory point being lost alongside the centre one there. Contrasting it against the pack 40. Stug fires, misses. Tiger. It's going to be some time even there with two Pioneer squads working at it. It's still going to take him some time to get it back in order. More Pioneers with just to further speed up the repairs of his Tiger tank. Not looking good here for the 12th Panzer Division. Not looking good. And we got more shock troopers out here for Kuda Besi. More. Looks like oh, there's a demo charge went off, killed just one poor fellow. Air support leaves the last strafe against the conscripts, allowing the Panzer to deal with them up close. Conscripts push back there. Quick bomb against the machine gun, pushing it out of the church. Tiger back in action, needs to get the Stug fast as well. Gun needs anything to get out in the field, should be there out in the field very, very fast. Oh, gets right behind the MD4 chip through the church, taking fire there from other elements. Pack 40 moving up there, gets good in the tank destroyer. Another Pack 40 hit there. Church collapses finally. Tiger takes a hit there, and he's getting slaughtered there by the Tiger tank. And we got an airstrike here from Kuda Besi. And the heavy mortars get directly on the Pack 40. The last man shredded apart there by a passing Sturmovik. Pioneer's being moved westwards away from the next point. He hasn't even secured it. Oh dear. This is going to be tense. What is he going to do? He's slowly bleeding out here. He's got eventually two targets. He's got eventually one Stug. There's a Pack 40 could try and recruit that, but needs to launch somehow break for a sort of a very good flank here. Moving down here, maybe recruiting that Pack 40. Push through here, sweep through there, catching the tank swords off guard, then launching this attack with the Stug from the front. Maybe the second Pack 40 that way. He could try and launch a pincer attack there and just catch them off guard and just maybe destroy them. But otherwise, looking pretty rough here. Contra rushing ahead here into the Tiger. Stug, Pack 40, Pioneers doing what they can here. Conscripts dying, Pioneers are getting shredded there as well, slaughtered. Pack 40 being pushed back around the tank so it's more easily advanced without furries. And they're going to lose a lot of trouble as well there. Pack 40 in trouble, Conscripts almost wiped out. Issue 5 not then getting the Tiger immediately. A lot of damage, they need to get Tiger weak point. The Issue 5 to have a chance, I think. Looks like a Conscript was right with retreat, but the problem is the Tiger's all taking a lot of damage. Stug now taking a lot of damage to get the Pack 40s back in action. Anti-tank grenade goes off, they're damaging the engine. Chances of getting out alive are now looking pretty gloomy. He's moving up the pack for the promised land. The Conscript setting upon that. Very good prioritization there by Kuda Besi. Panzers doing what they can, but there we go. Wipe the pack 40, and now the Tiger and Stu got easy prey unless he can pull off a really good target weak point and get a bit of good luck in there. Otherwise, he is pretty much dead in the water. Engineers for the light machine gun. Panzers pushing forward. So Stu moving up. Target civic point. Otto civic point. Gaining veterans too, but will it be enough? Will it be enough for Chessmaster? And he still hasn't done anything about the second orbital blitz. He's completely forgot about it. One grenade off there. Wipes engineers. Target being prioritized there for repairs again. 20 points left there for Chessmaster. 20 points. .43 kills. He's going to gain the Stug. Shot penetrates. And there goes Stug almost down there. Then we get the Tiger's engine back in action. He might have a chance of sort of maybe rushing the fight before they can realize what's going on, but blitzing past them. If he can do that, he can then follow up the Stug for the front, target weak point, destroy them. But the question is, can he do that? No. His Stug just caught up. Then he's using tracking by way, which allows him to move with full spotting network without having to slow down speed. And there you go. Takes hits, but it's now too late. Again, the engine's just not fixed. And there you go, gets one of the tank destroyers, but his assault going to stand his Tiger's down. He just tried to prioritize getting it fixed just enough for the engine to work. They could have blitzed him, and again, in the confusion, used the Stug to attack from the other side with target weak point. That way, sort of guaranteeing defeat there, but instead, or guaranteeing victory, obviously. In this case, he seems to have guaranteed defeat there by panicking. And there we go, the Tiger goes down with that. Chessmaster is broken. Like hell's Squabometer. So that was very brutal engagement here on Arnhem checkpoint, or Minsk checkpoint, or whatever. Heavy damage inflicted by Kuda Besi. Those hay mortars certainly proved to be quite critical here. Quite critical. I also think what proved critical here was, again, Chessmaster overfocusing in the centre. Not enough from the side. Certainly not enough flanking there. I mean, he had some good tactical moves there with the half check in. Grenadiers. Tactically very solid, but again, he just bunched up everything at times. Then, particularly as the hay mortars, really bad idea. And he didn't flank enough. And he kept bunching up then, particularly to the pack forwards again, versus choose all that. Really just not good there for Chessmaster. They've been able to spread out his forces better and flank better. I think Chessmaster would have had a good choice. Plus, again, the whole clearly signaling away you're going for a Tiger, giving your opponent more time to push through. That was certainly also not helpful for Chessmaster. So those measures there. Kuda Besi, though, good use of shock armies already seen, but he showed certainly the power of it. And overall, good maneuvering from him. Good flanking to an extent. They could have done more. And turning quite some tanks up. But overall, good play there by Kuda Besi. Good use of abilities like tracking. Hoorah and all that. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Hope it gave you different matches. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and practice feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow for another signing episode. Bye.